This month, we're sharing testimonies from our listeners and some of our previous guests. Testimonies of God's direction, miraculous moments on set, examples of God taking what was offered and multiplying it in ways that were never imagined. Here's one of those testimonies.
This is the Faith and Family Filmmakers Podcast, helping filmmakers who share a Christian worldview stay in touch, informed, and inspired. Quiet on set. Rolling.
Hello, everyone. I am Jarrett McIntyre. I could not be more honored to be on the Faith and Family Filmmakers Podcast. I share all the values, the same mission, and obviously the passion of pursuing truth and art at the same time through the medium of Christian cinema. And so to be asked on this platform to have an opportunity to add to the conversation means the world to me. So the next minute or so, I will introduce myself, and then I will share a brief testimony about how God did a lot with little as it relates to movies and specifically Christian films in my life. And so, I'm Jarrett McIntyre. I'm from a small town in Oklahoma called Boswell. Moved to the Branson, Missouri area for college. Met my wife there, of which we now have our firstborn son. He is 4 months old as of yesterday, at the time I'm recording this. And we are, by day, we are educators. We both drive across the state line to Eureka Springs Middle School in Arkansas. I'm a 5th grade and 6th grade teacher, and my wife is a school counselor. So God has blessed us abundantly. But my passion, my obsession is filmmaking. And so the story I'm going to tell today starts during my college years. And so probably around my junior year, when I should have been studying, I was staying up late, using my nocturnal powers, and learning as much as I could about indie filmmaking and also just indie film marketing and everything that goes into that business, because I knew this was a self-made business. And there was no real, you're not lucky unless you're lucky. And so this involved anything from, if I saw a movie that was particularly, benefited me or I liked it, it was interesting and it was quality, but I realized, hey, somehow these people landed awesome distribution connections, but I don't know these people. I don't know the production company. I would go on LinkedIn and find that production company and go into their acquisitions department and track down a specific person that landed that distribution deal and figure out who they were. And as creepy as that may sound, that is what I was doing. And I realized just from being so observant in my area, although Branson has quite the vast commercial art scene, there was this underground film scene, both at my college, at College of the Ozarks, but in the atmospheres and circles that extended beyond that environment. And it kind of, unfortunately, was being overtaken or overshadowed by the commercial Branson shows. And I wanted to create kind of an identity, a local hub for the filmmakers just to be seen and to be brought to light. And so this started out, I created a very small Instagram account that I called the Branson Filmmakers Association. I thought about naming it the Branson Filmmakers Organization. That sounded like I was risking having to pay taxes, so I stuck with associations. It's just an Instagram account, and I started kind of shouting out people that I knew were working on projects. Well, in the local area, the go-to coffee shop for that crowd is Vintage Paris Coffee Shop, technically in Hollister, Missouri. And I was there talking to a buddy, Caleb Williams, who manages there, and we were talking about film and the local film scene and how there should be kind of some sort of event that these people that we know that are talented can participate in and be showcased. And so he said, hey, man, let's do it here. And he said, if you can bring filmmakers, I'll make it happen. And I took him up on that. And so the Branson Filmmakers Association, aka the BFA, had their first charity event September of 24. And it was a small, humble event, but it was an event nonetheless where we had filmmakers from the area come and showcase their films. And all proceeds, there was not a dime made, went to 2 nonprofits in town, Elevate Branson and House of Hope. And it was a good test pilot. Since then, we had our second annual event this September of 25, and we could not ask for more. It was so amazing. First off, the variety of filmmakers was great. We had hobbyists to semi-professionals getting their features screened in local theaters. And what it was one, the art, right? People show up, we showcase their project, they get to speak on their project. But the community was just so pulled together that night. It was a full house. There were people standing because we did not have enough places for people to sit. And we were able to, although maybe in some other circles these are still low numbers for us, this was a big deal. We were able to raise over $1,000 to go towards these nonprofits. And the reason I see God in this, outside of the nature of giving, right, is I had been praying for so long that God would use my art to benefit his people. That's ultimately the goal. And sometimes we feel like we have to have that Spielberg budget in order to do so. The BFA is still a small Instagram account, although it's growing and people are more interested now. But he took something to me that barely existed, barely had a voice, and turned it into a physical, tangible event where art and truth was proclaimed. The community was directly benefited through monetary means. And he took something that I believe I just kind of stewarded and surrendered to him out of obedience, along with a couple other guys. And he took it and blessed the local community, blessed the art scene. And not only that, but blessed me and gave me a platform that hopefully will grow into something bigger and greater in the future. And so that's my small testimony about how God has used movies and film to not only bless my life, but the community that he has placed me in. And so wherever you're at in life, whatever budget you have, even if that's no budget at all, please know that through your creativity, through your skills, through the vocation he has given you, you can steward that. You can steward those short films. You can steward the feature you've been writing for 5 years. And whether it's through the classic traditional means or not, your obedience will be rewarded and people will be blessed. So keep making faith-filled films. Keep stewarding your art towards truth. All right? God bless y'all, and thank y'all for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Faith and Family Filmmakers Podcast. If you've been enjoying this podcast, take a moment to follow or subscribe on your favorite podcast player so you don't miss an episode. And if you'd like to support the production of this podcast, you can leave a tip at faffpodcast.com/support. Bringing filmmakers together for faith and family.